Hey, it's Eric with Premier Pack. I want to talk to you about the use of affection and how it can help or hurt the behavior change that you're looking for in your dog. So, whether your dog has aggression issues, maybe it's pushing back with an attitude toward commands or requests you give, or how you operate in your own house. Um, if it's just wild and out of control, if it is showing a lot of anxiety, okay, where it may be insecurity and it's barking a lot and whining a lot, these are all areas of the dog's behavior that will really benefit by taking a look at the amount of affection you give your dog. When dogs come to me from their owners and I interview the clients and everything, I often find an excess of unearned affection. The dog might be an emotional crutch for the owner and it's petting the dog whenever it's in reach. And the dog can demand affection at any time for any reason. This has to be looked at as a foundational level behavior that will help address the symptom behaviors that we're really concerned about. So when dogs come to me, they don't get that excess of affection. They get some affection, just because they're a good boy, good girl. But most of it, a far majority of it, is earned affection. They have to do something to earn the affection, not just simply exist next to me, within arm's reach. Okay? They get the 100% structure and consistency here because, of course, that's my goal, to make some serious changes in a short amount of time. But you can carry that on when the dog comes home to you. In fact, that's what it really needs you to do for a certain amount of time. You see, people have a real imbalance with the affection to the discipline that they give their dog. They have a ton of unearned affection. It's always available. The discipline, the expectations of their behavior is really low. So to make the change, we really need to upset that balance. We need to add a lot more discipline, enforcing the expectations of behavior. We need a lot less discipline before we get to the balance we're looking for. And you can notice that balance by your dog acting in a balanced way. Okay? It's barking less, it's showing less pushback to your interactions, and it's living a life where it understands you're in charge and it can relax. Okay? And it's not allowed to act in that previous way where it might be barking incessantly, might be growling or showing any kind of aggressive attitude. So when you get your dog back, it's important that you understand that you really have to withhold that affection. Okay? Your dog uses it as an emotional crutch. And it paints you in a different light than what you need to be, which you need to be leader. Not just a consistent source of unearned affection that they can demand at any moment. So, I know it's tough. You got your dog because you love dogs, and your dog is the cutest dog in the world, right? Look at those eyes. Hold back, be strong, okay? It's for the better. It'll come, but you have to give it time. We're looking for some change because the change that you need is necessary. Maybe you're being threatened in your own house by your dog. Maybe the behavior and the incessant whining and barking is just adding so much stress in your life. Put the work in. Put the work in now, especially when I bring your dog home to you. Be determined. That dog has to earn affection, and it doesn't need affection for everything. Sometimes, you're sitting, but I told you to sit. That's what you're supposed to do. That doesn't always need a little pet, okay? You lay down on place when I told you to. Great, that's what you're supposed to do. It doesn't necessarily earn affection all the time. I want you to think about your own life, maybe at work, right? You do a good job at work. You don't always get, hooray, he did a good job. It's like, that's your job. That's what you're supposed to do. less than that is not acceptable. So we want to encourage you to have a different perspective on that. Change your own attitude about that. Your dog benefits tremendously. It really does. You will see good changes in your dog's behavior, and then you can start adding more affection. But when you find that you have that balance in place, just a quick note, what does that balance look like? It could be a lot more affection than discipline, but when the discipline is necessary, you give it. So maybe it's doing great throughout the day and all you've given it is affection because it hasn't really required any discipline. You still have that balance. And that's really how it should end up is, a lot of affection, because the dog is respecting those boundaries of behavior. And you just have to be willing to provide the discipline when it exceeds those boundaries of behavior. All right. Any questions, please hit me up in comments. You know how to reach me. All right, Eric with Premier Pack. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.